Right, people. So day 5 of the fuel protests here in Ireland. Let's cover a few topics in this, right? In my opinion, which is the common consensus of the majority of the population, right? First off, you have the privatised security force for Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, An Gardaí Síochána, which are supposed to be public servants that are paid for by the state. The bill, we the people foot the bill for An Gardaí Síochána to protect the public. They are public servants, right? But they are now obviously a private security force for the dictators that are Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Scoliosis Simon and Micheál Martin. They are now the privatised security force that do their dirty bidding. They do the bidding of Micheál and Simon. We are not in a democracy, we're in a dictatorship. Dictators are turning the public servants on peaceful protesters, the backbone of our country, the truckers, the farmers, the fisheries, everyone that needs fuel to keep their businesses going, right? And not only that, to turn them on the public that need to fuel their motors. They have an extortionate rate on white diesel, an extortionate rate on green diesel, an extortionate rate on home heating oil and every other fuel-based or every other oil-based fuel. They have an extortionate rate of tax on it. All they have to do is drop their 60-something% tax, even down to 20. If they drop it to a 20% tax, they still make the profit supposedly for the country to keep the country going and all. But they don't. They didn't need to keep the country going when they were sending hundreds of millions to the Ukraine. They didn't need to keep the country going when they're sending hundreds of millions to NGOs and foreign aid. But not us. Here in Ireland, we're expected to suffer while they foot the bill for everyone else. Right? This is like, what's happening, like? When is enough enough? When is enough, like? You know what I mean? The whole country, the large majority of the country is behind everyone that's out on the streets doing this for the fuel prices. They've done enough taxation. We are taxed to death on everything. When you go and make a simple purchase in a shop, we are taxed on it. Extortionate rates. We are taxed on. We are the highest taxed country nearly in Europe. Do you understand? They are, and like the likes of Micheál and Simon, they have not had to pay for a bit of fuel in years. They do not understand the pressures the people are under. Do you understand? Even my partner here is on the road. We're paying extortionate rates of fuel like everyone else in the country just to keep the cars going. Just to be able to get to A to B to do the necessities. Well, now everyone has to suffer until they have to suffer themselves now until everything is put in place, till everything is put in order. Do you understand? Like these like are shriveling. These are like, if you put on a man-to-man level, these are decrepit, horrible people. These are hiding behind a privatised security force, which is An Gardaí Síochána. The An Gardaí Síochána are now privatised security forces in the name of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They have been sent to do the dirty bidding of Scoliosis Simon and Micheál the Snake, right? Micheál from Cork, turning privatised security forces, i.e. An Gardaí Síochána, against his own Cork natives. That man is a treacherous snake. They all need to be dealt with accordingly, right? They all need to be held accountable for their actions. And rather than form a line of communication with the people involved in these protests, they'd rather use force. And when you send Irish public servants to use force against Irish people in a peaceful protest, that's dictatorship. That's do not want to listen to your shortcomings. Do not want to listen to they do not want to look at their shortcomings. They do not want to face their shortcomings. They do not want to face their wrongdoings. They will not hold up their hands and face anything that they have caused. They just have to drop the tax of the fuel. It's as simple as that. But rather than give an inch, they'd rather use force. That is a dictatorship. This is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with the scum of the earth. You're dealing with down and out, dirty, horrible, rat and sleeve-eating snakes. That's what you're dealing with. Do you know what I mean? These people that are in their bubble and hide behind their privatised security forces cannot face the average man, the average woman. They cannot face the everyday person that has to live in their 2026 Ireland, where they're snapping the backbone of the country, where they have the place up in a heap, where just everybody, every family, every person in this country is day to day living just to survive in Meehole and Simon's 2026 Ireland. Tax, 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 take, tax, 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 take. When are we going to have enough, like? When are we going to say, look, get out? You need gone. You need to be removed. You are destroying this country day by day go on. I'm saying it myself, and a lot more are saying it for years. As long as these people are there, each day gets progressively worse and worse and worse. They're causing everyone to emigrate. There's a lot of people I would have grown up with and everyone else would have immigrated to a different country because it's unsustainable to live in this country. They are destroying this country. They are snapping the backbone of this country. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. You now have truckers, you now have farmers, you now have people in the fishery industry, you now have everyone that depends on fuel to keep their families fed, taken to the streets and saying enough is enough. When is enough enough? When are we going to say, get out? Public election. We need a new election. Get them out. Do you know, their families are not suffering because they are the ones in the bubble. They are the ones that are protected. They class themselves above us. They are paid by us. Do you understand? They're supposed to keep our best interests at heart. They don't. They look after themselves, and we are left to pick up the pieces. We foot the bill for them to live their sheltered lives. We foot the bill for them to be able to have the good things in life and the 3 or 4 properties around the country and renting them out at an extortionate rate. Do you understand? Like enough is enough. There needs to be a bit of give. And now when you try like this, it's simple as this. When you try push back against these people, they're using privatised security forces, i.e. An Garda Síochána. I'm calling them a privatised security force because they're being used like a privatised security force. Instead of having the welfare of the public at the forefront, they have Meehole and Scoliosis Simon at the forefront of their actions, right? And I hope every one of those guards involved in that today, pepper spraying and stamping on people, Irish people's heads, Irish citizens' heads, peaceful protesters, right, that they pepper sprayed and stood all over. It's rotten. It's horrible, carry on, like. Oh, they're not. They're traitors. They're